Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to more Dragon Age Inquisition. Yay, we're back! Jump for joy. A little bit of a stutter there. The game is getting all set up. Alright. What's this guy want? Already he's being a pain. On the other side of the wall. I can't get to him. Alright, in today's episode, we're just going to be talking to a bunch of people, and then we'll continue on with the main quest, and then go from there, basically. See how far we can get along. Just talk to this buddy over here. He's got the exclamation point. Hopefully it's just like a introductory quest that we just kind of forgot about. Oh, it's Blackwall. Wait, no, it's not Blackwall. Who's got the explanation? Blackwall, do you have a quest for me? No? Is there somebody up there? Also, why is Blackwall down here, and how come? Yeah. Can't interact with anything on here. No? Okay, screw it then. Blackwall's just right here. Okay, how's it going, Blackwall?
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it, to be that close.
Let's see, I was lucky.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I'm looking all standoffish. Well, at least you're honest.
Being upfront is better than night fear.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
Well, you know, obviously you want peace.
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put
peace.
things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
And the only way to get it is with a knife. Ha! Ha! There we go. Double piece. Okay. So let's see, what do we got? Varric. Actually, who's out here? Cullen. Cassandra. What are you guys doing out there? Shouldn't you be in the war room? Sounded like you missed the first strike. What up? Let's keep flirting. We're gonna continue barking up the wrong tree.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
This case. Well, what do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
and that whatever makes you stronger, or doesn't kill you, simply makes you the Joker. Nah. I don't think I'm
You
chosen.
don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
Oh, what happens next?
What's going to happen now?
Now, we collect the rebel mages and close the breach. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
Super angle. Shoot. Nah, you had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail.
Ruff, ruff.
But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Pick that up. Someone's gonna step on it. I'm glad to hear it.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
Well, I think I already said that once. No, screw the elven gods. Screw them. If I say yes, then everyone's gonna be like, what the hell? So, yes.
I believe he exists.
You do. I'm surprised, but I suppose it's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
To your comfortable bed. Alright, where's Cullen? He's around here somewhere. Oops. No, I didn't mean to. Oh, she's got a new scene? Okay.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already
bitch.
spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it.
Yeah. Deal with it.
It never ends, evidently.
That's the
You
truth.
don't need to tell me that.
I just don't know who told them I'm the one to yell at.
Is it that bad?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
Oh, it all worked
Well, I
out.
hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I?
Yes, you
I
do.
don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
We can still flatter.
You're
Yes.
flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now.
Arr.
Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor.
I'll have to go back and see if Blackwall's anymore since... Did you just ditch me with the mage? Oh, that's a scout. Okay. Anything else?
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
Well, let's just tell her.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north. But clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
See how I go now. If I had a choice, home is wherever I am. Eventually, nah. Home is wherever I am. Without running away from the battlefield.
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
What about you?
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Friendly, suspicious, just tell me. I'd like us to be closer. Let's continue flirting.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pendergast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne.
Navarro.
I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
You're at the Enclave?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pendergasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pendergasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
What about the oil? Is that why you left?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from them.
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pendergasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Fine. Good. Cord. Why is this cord being all funny today? Why is that cord being all funny today? Alright, what about Navarro?
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
What about your parents?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortal Tarsi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
What about your brother? Sneak it in there! Sneak it in there! Ah.
Your uncle was a mortalitarsi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitarsi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
Necropolis? Whose shadow do you walk upon? Looks for the Divine?
So you're the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
And what's that mean?
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist.
And punches.
Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
Can we get the long story?
So, what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Oh, that's kind of how it works.
That's what happens with stories that become legends.
I am not a legend, nor was I then. I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral.
Really?
Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Yep.
You're delightful. You know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
Ooh, what about another D
I'll
word?
let you get back to work.
Delicious. Is that it?
Greetings.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Where is Colin? There he is. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I know you're all training, but excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'm just trying to squeeze my way through. Don't stab me. You stab me, you're fired.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Lock with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
You know, I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Barely read them. Okay, you. Yeah, there you go. Okay. No, okay, yeah. Yes. Justin, at least?
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
No, we're not gonna flirt with him. Nah, Templar. But I don't mind the lecture.
You understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Is that it? Nope. Still here. What else you got?
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
Give them a chance.
I know you're worried about having the mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks. I will not endanger the alliance you've created. We need their help. Any precautions taken will be to ensure the safety of our people and the mages themselves. Nothing more.
Let's see, investigate. What's Templar life like?
I'd like to know more.
I mean, we
about
know,
the
but...
Templars.
What would you like to know?
More questions. Jesus. Alright, well, how are they trained?
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
Learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the Chant of Transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Wandered to where? I can't ask about that. Alright, what about their vows?
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter. Your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
No, I don't care about those. What do they do?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
Now, what do you think of them
You've
personally?
made it clear that you consider mages a threat.
Any mage can be. I won't pretend otherwise. I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession, at least.
How about this? How about if they want to leave their, their shacks or huts or tents or whatever, we make them tranquil. There you go, see? That'll do.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
Oh, that's pretty young.
13. That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
Maybe a bit different background. Huh. Where's your family?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
You live there?
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do Templars and Mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
That's all.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Yeah, we gotta go talk to Blackwall again. And they're using, like, you know, those swords that are double swords. Alright, Blackwall, let's see if you got more to say.
You know, Arthur. You actually
You're not
are
Blackwall.
a good rider on your laptop.
Thank you. Kindly.
You're not Blackwall. There you are. Get over here. Where are you going?
I've heard rumors of abandoned Warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Investigate. What about these wardens?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
The Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
I don't know. I've played Dragon Age Origins.
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Let's get impending doom in the background.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Where are they? Heffel are they?
So you have no idea where the rest of the Wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
No, there are other questions we can ask. Other questions we can ask.
There was never going to be an easy answer to the Mage dilemma. What you did for the Mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one. I have to ask, what was I like in that dark future you saw?
Angry. You're heroic. You're the same. He was more confused than angry. He was heroic in the end.
You fought with honor and died a hero. You did the Wardens proud.
Then I was worth something in the end. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Let's talk about you.
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Let's find out. Where are you from?
Your name, Blackwall.
Hey, wait,
Doesn't
hey.
sound Orlesian. Marcher then. Ferelden.
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham. That was a long time ago. Another life.
I hear that many Wardens were once criminals.
You're right. When you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
I don't want to. Tell me. Give it to me. You sissy.
What did you do before you became a Warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of fighting other men's wars.
So you became a Warden?
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Wait, didn't we just find that out?
Why did you join the Wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
Never mind.
We can continue this discussion at another time.
Very well.
Right now, in fact.
I'm here.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more. More men. Better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men. Soldiers.
Wars are won in many ways. Yeah, that's true. Wars are won in many ways.
Brute force is not always the answer. There are plenty of other paths to victory.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared. One thing I will say about your men. They're passionate. Devoted. You inspire them. Build on that foundation. And you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
Good. We'll conquer the world.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Dorian, he's arrogant, he preens himself. But you already know that. He doesn't even hide it.
Oh, you gonna talk to
You
everybody?
must have some feelings about our friends.
I fear for Cassandra sometimes. The way she throws herself into battle. I've never known a warrior like her.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Don't play Diamondback with Solus. You've been warned. Taught him the game last night. He turned around and beat me at it. Lost everything. Had to walk back to my quarters with only a bucket for my bits.
Probably can't ask him about that, but, you know, good to know.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Sarah doesn't know who she is or what she wants. And doesn't even care.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Dorian, he's arrogant, he preens himself. But you already know that. He doesn't even hide it.
Okay, so that's pretty much... Really? Nothing on Vivian? Or Varric? Alright. Let's try one more time.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Have you seen the stories
There you
Varric's
go.
been writing? His descriptions of me are colourful, to say the least.
And Vivian?
You must have some feelings about our friends.
I fear for Cassandra sometimes. The way she throws herself into battle.
You must have some
Come on.
feelings about our friends.
Dorian,
Okay.
he's
So
arrogant.
you want to talk about
he preens
Vivian?
himself.
Fine, screw it.
But you already...
What do you think about all this trouble between the Mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
What about Haven?
What do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield. Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
You just look to your right. There are bits and pieces of it still floating, I think. See. Oh, right.
What do you think of my advisors?
Liliana seems nice. Also a little frightening, but mostly nice.
And she tends to sing a lot. There's no one watching. Yeah, no one's watching.
You're not saying that for my benefit, are you? Are you so certain you're being watched?
Are you so certain we aren't? I don't want to wake up with a blade in my kidneys if I can help it.
What about the other two?
What do you think of my advisors?
Cullen. He's got the look of a man who's been through too much. He's seen the best and the worst of humanity, and I think he still struggles with where that leaves him. Still, I trust him to watch my back.
What do you
And
think
Josephine?
of my advisors?
Cullen.
Damn it.
He's seen the best. Still, I trust him to watch my back.
Josephine.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely.
There we go.
And craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
Well, you just gave me the idea of world domination, so, you know. Alright, let's try Vivian.
You must have some...
Madame Vivian
There we go.
only allied with the Inquisition because she knows it will bring her power. The most poisonous snakes are often the most beautiful.
Yeah, she is pretty hot.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Damn straight I am, and don't you forget it, Frenchie. Alright. Who's next? Oops. Next up is... Varric. Varric is right by the entrance. Good.
There was no word for heaven or
Varric, 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 Varric. Just wait a minute. Come on. I think I can. Actually, you know what? Let's do this by level. So we'll go talk to Salas, and I think Dorian is either here or he's a little bit higher. Salas should be... You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Get up. You can do it. Okay, and... bitch. Salas, you're supposed to be down on this level. Fine, whatever. Varric, then.
All things in this world are finite.
Shut the hell up!
Man gains, another has lost.
No talking. See, there he is. Hey, Varric, how's it going, guy?
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
Oh, we also saw red lyrium in that cave. What do you think about that?
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We'll give him a reward later. Nah, we need to eliminate it right
We
away.
can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
They have a party, catch my breath, plan for what's next. No, have a party.
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet. Something like a banquet.
Word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Hey, 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 get back here.
Need something?
Ah, jeez, okay. No, okay, that's not too close. Okay, here we go. You better refer to Hawk as female.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Oh. Yep. Okay. Okay. That did make no sense. What happened to Anders? That's a good question. What about his friends? Or her friends?
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Merrill decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting.
That she
She's
lied
done
and
a pretty
homeless.
good job of keeping them away from the Mages and Templars, so far. I
Guess
guess
she's
she
stupid.
has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her own Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting
Yeah,
down
who
the
cares about
winter
him?
slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little sister is in the Free Marches, helping some of the other survivors from the Kirkwall Circle.
Okay.
Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
You didn't really mention anything about Bethany's tits, but you know,
Need
we
something?
seem to be fascinated about that. More questions about Hawk.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I
Yeah.
have a...
That's a pretty common reaction.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's see. What do we got? What happened to Anders?
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
Okay, so he's still alive. That was in my game.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Mostly why.
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
And an idiot. I mean, there he was. He's like, oh yeah, you know, mage's freedom. And then he's like, oh no, we suck. So I'm going to give in and basically be all like, hey, yeah, mages are evil. Yeah, that just made no sense. It's just an extra boss battle.
There's no way Hawk really could have killed the Arishok. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently the Arishok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the Red Dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Okay.
Carry on.
Oh, we still got another
Need
question.
something?
Personal questions. Tell me about Red Lyrium. Personal questions.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Where are you from? Not from... Where's Mara, right?
Are you from Ferelden? Orlais?
Free Marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And
Everyone's from
despite
there.
whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
Yeah, it's just like roving band of carts and rocks and stuff.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca, she's one of a kind. Funny story. I bought a salvaged ship and found her locked in a dragon bone reinforced chest in the hold. I broke 36 lockpicks and blunted 9 saws opening that trunk, but it was worth it.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
Why not? Alright, there we go.
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Alright, fine.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods.
There we go.
Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. That was just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
And insane on Red Lyrium. Out of my way, you. Hey, Sarah. Oh.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and Mages need to be sat down.
What side are you on?
The Templars and the Mages? Most people pick a side.
Most people are stupid.
But where do you stand on the war?
In the frigging middle with everyone else. You know what I hear about Mages? Nothing, until one goes all demony. Know what I hear about Templars? Nothing, until they take maybe Mages. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll help them all.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid. And smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
Sounds good to me. Now let's flirt.
I think I'll enjoy having you around, Sarah. I hope you'll feel the same.
Kinda. Suppose. Maybe. See you, Herald. Herald. I have to do something about that.
Just call me Frank. Or Al. I'll do.
Well, that's Mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven. Just in case.
See, there me. You don't like mages. You like mages?
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With Mages?
You said they were alright.
No problem with Mages. I mean, you know some that are alright. My problem is magic. If Mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
I can kick her out. Get out of here! Escape.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
See, now, if I could have done this with Blackwall, start with Cassandra.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Damn straight. High five.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
What about Dorian?
He's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinta.
What's your opinion of Vivienne?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
He's too good, right? Like to see him out of that uniform. Not like that.
What do you think about our Spymaster, Ambassador, and Commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
We'll talk
Alice
later.
thing.
Good, right? I'll be here.
No, we're not done. We're not done yet.
Taking the Lord Seeker, I hear.
Sorry?
Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
There you go.
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Well, you're dragging people together, suppose that's something. You're gonna need more trebuchets if you're going after the sky. Or, you know, ladders.
We'll work on that.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah? Interested, are you?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Usually it takes considerable discipline. Hence my question.
Hence. Look, I work at it. Practice a little. Not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Well, it's not like that for other elves. I know that.
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shy company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
Ah, so you're from the alleys, eh?
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South,
The Pearl?
north, wherever I want.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from north wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street and or in local taverns.
Oh, hardy ha. All funny, you. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
I'm just interested in talking to an elf like me.
Don't think so.
Why not?
Well, maybe you're alright. But most elves are too... elfy. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
I think there's more to it than that. A few thousand years more.
Hey, someone wants to be angry about old debts, be angry. Be a terror that never lets an enemy forget. But if you're digging it up so you can wear it, that's just weird. I mean, you Dalish don't really know. You have stories, but that's all they are. It's all fancy dress, not history.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
I think that's everything, wasn't it?
Something you want?
No, let's go talk to our
You
friends.
apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess.
Are you just about pranks and revenge, or is there more to it?
Well, it's a weave, right? I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt a spring. Strangely, handmaids leave his vault open. His heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Kirkwall, so someone gets something else. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
Good to know.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that lot. They might clonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, yeah? An even spread is all it takes.
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually do?
Suppose. Does it matter?
Shouldn't it?
Important people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
Where are the people you promised?
If I knew, they wouldn't be much use. That's sort of the point. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Cooks, squires, wipers. Yeah, I know. Wipers, right? You better believe the one with wipers deserve it. Right in the... Well, anyway. And little people will be there when you need them. In a million little ways.
Yay.
So lots of little contributions add up in the background, like snowflakes that snap a branch.
What? Sure. Like snow, I guess. Anyway, it just works. Most of the time. Friend of a friend and little hints. Mind you, you still have to be smart. Don't bet your life unless you're into that. Risky, yeah? But you like a bit of a tease.
I can play along if it works for you.
You have a choice. Hail the Inquisition.
Yes, we've converted another one.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
Okay, let's see. No, that's that thing. That's where Vivian is. Let's see, Dorian or Solace? Who's first? Solace, okay.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Let's see. I'm certain.
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witnessed.
Did we see him there?
So many were dead. More had been corrupted. Knowing what will happen if we fail.
I suggest we not fail. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Bitch. Yo, what's up, Dorian?
The Inquisition supports free
You've never seen?
mages. What's next? Elves running Halamsharal? Cows milking farmers?
Yep.
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
They're gonna rule us next? No, we gotta conquer the world.
So what? They all turn into blood mages, worship dragons, and then take over?
Not at first. But you'd be a fool not to see where this could lead.
Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed. By inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, My homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
So, you should be taken out of here?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the Magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
But we did beat him. We beat him hard.
It just seems... So much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care. Deeply. About everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why not?
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. It's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
The cows, the cows, the cows! Nothing about cows.
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. And most of them probably innocent.
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah, that is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. Not even certain many slaves do.
Can't see what the answers are. There we go. Well, Hawk did kind of have a slave herself, so... Mainly just screw over Fenris.
Well, we don't have slaves in the south.
In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I suppose not.
I suppose not. No.
I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
What the hell is an Altus?
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soferati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
But do they rule?
That means mages do rule, then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing.
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
Yeah, could they be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long."
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face. Like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
We have squares.
There are circles of magi in the Imperium.
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak, fall out of favor, get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Let's get Black Divine.
Do you
Ooh.
really call him the Black Divine?
Shaft?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous.
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
So, the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Do you believe?
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I did tell Cassandra that I'm religious, so...
I'm not surprised. It's not an opinion you should share.
You did ask, if you'll recall. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
Aww.
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no. If you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists, then yes, by all means. The world is bigger than I, even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe, but I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
Oh, well, that's it. Good.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Alrighty then, let's get out of the cold. Out of the way, peasants. Vivian.
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
Jesus. Man. I just came in to say hi. You just gonna bitch slap me like that? Good idea.
The last thing we need are abominations running amok.
It's good to see someone with an understanding of the situation. I'll have a word with Cullen. We are reliant on his people, absolutely. There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
What about you?
When you say mages are a danger, are you counting yourself?
Of course I am, my dear. Every mage who joins the cause is taking a calculated risk, whether they know it or not. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
Yeah, Devinter doesn't think so. Dalish don't have Templars. Yeah, Dalish don't have Templars.
The Dalish get along just fine without Templars or Circle Towers.
As I understand it, the elves limit their risk by refusing to have more than 3 mages in a clan. Tell me, what becomes of the Dalish youngster who is not appointed first or second?
Get it off your
If you
chest.
want to say something about the Dalish, say it.
Yeah.
For those who value survival, sentimentality is not an option. Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
Change me, mages should be free. Yeah, circle.
The circle has to be restored if we want to keep the peace.
That's comforting to hear, but you'll find opposition to the idea even among friends. It's something to consider, my dear.
I don't know. Should we keep talking to Vivian? And I said, we came up to her to say hi, and then she's like, blah, blah, you mages, blah, blah, dooba, dooba, dabble. We'll let you cool down for now. Let's go see if Alexius is down here. No. Alexius? No, you're not going to be in here. It's too comfortable to stealth for you. No. In here? No. In here? No. In here? That's the same cage, dummy. No. Hey, something is down in the basement. What the hell? Where is he? I don't see him in there. Chest? Yes. Alright. Wait, what was that? Oh, that's the door I was already in. Ah, okay. Okay, that's that library. Maybe we have other cells? Oh, okay.
Fire is foul and corrupt.
This is out getting face washed or something.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Circle restored. Templars made their beds. Mages should be free. Justice is all that matters. Wait, what? Are these answers? The circle restored?
The circle had plenty of problems, but it's an institution we sorely need.
I wish more people understood the truth of this. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
Let's see. I'll do all I can.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Restored. It shows me. No one should have the power. I'll use it to change things.
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
Yeah, bitch.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Oh, wait. Maybe we have more questions to ask you. Okay, jump up.
Yes?
Tell me about the
I
circle.
wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the Circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarrans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val Royal. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
No, you're not going to replace her. She's my friend.
What was it like to live in a Circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every Circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of Circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
We just found out how the rebellion started. But in your own
How
words.
did we come to this state with the Circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected Circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Do you know Hot Pants, Fiona?
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels. Yes?
Investigate, circle, tell me about yourself. How about yourself?
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Well, Belle Royale,
Your
Orlais?
accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches.
Free
I
Marches
was
again.
sent to the Austerlitz Circle, but I transferred to Montmartre while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle Mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine.
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, poor dear.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
Alright, let's see if we can get in her... this looks like pants. See if we can get in her pants. See if we can steadily change her mind about mages.
Do you think that you and I might someday...
You and I? Don't be absurd, my dear.
Ah.
Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the Circle?
After the Circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll find
I'll
them.
look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
Good. Alright. So then who's this person? Something.
I will take these injury reports to researcher Minave.
The Inquisition cannot remain.
Josephine.
If you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach.
Yeah.
Mistress Lavelan, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denver, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Yeah.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentagast that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
Yeah.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
Yay!
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the Durelions are our legion. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
He had it pretty well, though.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilyet.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas' politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
You got it.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your Illyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
Yes. Good.
Who are you?
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. They never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
Yeah, something.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it.
You got it.
Come to me, child.
I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
We'll do our best.
We will try.
In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry, or its own namesake.
Oh. We'll talk with her later.
Farewell, revered mother.
Make her go with you.
Yeah, let's just do a save. Alright, let's keep going, okay? We've been talking like almost 2 hours here. 2 hours of just straight talking. Where the hell were you, Leliana? Okay, let's...
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
Let's assault the heart of the breach and close it once for all. Yeah.
The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
No, let's do this. I suppose I should have set up some other investigation stuff, but screw 'em. Let's see. Let's take Sarah. Let's take Dorian. And Cassandra. Yeah. No, you're staying back, Solace. There's only room for, well, 2 elves.
Mages!
Focus past the Herald. Let her will draw from you.
End credits? Did we beat the game? Get out of the way. Get out of her way.
You did it.
Okay, everybody, I guess I'll see you in Dragon Age 4 when it comes out. I'm assuming sometime this year. We're gonna get the ending screen here pretty soon. Some credits. This is actually a shorter game than I thought. So we got, you know, What's Up Wrestling coming in on Friday. And, not sure what I'm going to be streaming this weekend. Suppose we'll get to more during the credits. Yeah, we're having that banquet. I told Verica it was going to happen. Sex scene!
Solus confirms the heavens are scarred but calm. The breach is sealed. We've reports of lingering rifts, and many questions remain. But this was a victory. Word of your heroism has spread.
You know how many were involved. Luck put me at the center.
A strange kind of luck. I'm not sure if we need more or less. But you're right. This was a victory of Alliance. One of the few in recent memory. With the breach closed, that alliance will need new focus.
Well, here comes the welcoming part, or the victory party.
Forces approaching! To arms!
No. It's the guys bringing the banquet stuff. We spared no expense.
We must get to the gates.
It's just the mages. They're coming. They're just coming in huge armies.
Never a dull moment for Southerners, is there?
Ugh.
We have to put up barricades or something. This will be bad.
Alright, I'll go open the door for the mages. Come on in, guys.
Cullen?
One watchguard reporting. It's a massive force, the bulk over the mountain.
Under what banner?
None.
None?
Who locked the gate?
And left you open.
Hey, there's Cole.
I'm Cole. I came to warn you, to help. People are coming to hurt you. You probably already know.
What is this? What's going on?
The Templars come to kill you.
Templars? Is this the Order's response to our talks with the Mages, attacking blindly?
The Red Templars went to the Elder One. You know him, he knows you. You took his mages. There.
I know that man. This Elder One.
Hey, how's it going?
He's very angry that you took his mages.
Cullen, give me a plan. Anything.
Haven is no fortress. If we are to withstand this monster, we must control the battle. Get out there and hit that force. Use everything you can. Mages! You have sanction to engage them. That is Samson. He will not make it easy. Inquisition! With the Herald! For your lives! For all of us!
All right. Ow. Bitch. Ah, jump. You guys are just mad because we didn't choose you. Fire this thing? Oh, okay. You, fire it! Just gotta clear the area first. Why the hell are you just standing there? Fire it, you fool!
What now? Almost ready. Keep them off us.
You're not doing anything, though. Alright. They're coming up from this side.
Here we go!
Bam! Ow! Damn it! Sarah. Okay, get Dorian first. Ow. Okay, now come get me. Shoot. Get over here. Get down here.
Keep them back. We're ready to fire.
Good, so fire. Ah. Man!
Send it and clear. They felt that. We'll reload. You get to the other trebuchet. It isn't firing.
Okay. Okay, no, it's not going to tell me where I can just reload my potions. Oops. Sorry guys, come on. Is there a place I can reload my potions?
This way. We must get this trebuchet firing.
I think I can do so here. Son of a bitch. Ah. Don't attack me. Damn it. Created a shield. Okay, where's Sarah? Hell. Where is everybody? Sandra, why are you all the way over there? God damn it! Game, why didn't you replenish my potions? And why is everybody taking potions? Ow! Damn it! Jump, you idiot! No, not that. Her. Ow, damn it! Come on, guys! Damn it! Stupid archer! Get out of here! Come on, get up! Ow! Okay, stop it! Sarah, get up! Where's Dorian? Sandra... Dorian, where are you? Okay, there you are. Come on. Take a potion. Alright. So where's that archer? Good. You son of a bitch. potion. There. There. That's where I got the potions. Okay. Damn it. That's right, just ignore me. Yeah, take that, suckers! Because of game logic, all the Red Templars are gone. Alright, somebody pick up Sarah. That's no fair. They can't have dragons. We don't have dragons.
No, shite damn piss, no! Everyone to the gates!
Okay, let's see. Can we... No, we can't. Okay, everybody doesn't look so good. So over here. There it is. Here. Come on. There's another trebuchet.
Good one. Just grab an essential. One die for the fool.
Okay, everybody out of the way. There it is. Do you have potions? Really? Nobody has potions around here? Alright, maybe they have some by the gate.
Move it! Move it!
Yes, these wooden doors will keep us safe from the dragon.
We need everyone back to the Chantry. It's the only building that might hold against that beast. At this point, just make them work for it.
The villagers will need help if they are to survive this.
Who's here? Hey, could you just give us a minute? Damn it. Said there's a new item. There's a new item. Should be no. Should be in here. All right, whatever. Safe in here? I haven't seen anybody in here. Okay, seriously, game, come on, give me some potions. There.
Good work, Harold. Protect the Chantry.
Did you have anything? No? Okay, screw you too. I'm not really trying to protect the Chantry. I'm trying to look for potions. Damn it! Leave us alone, guys. Come on. Just wait until we get some potions, okay? Like, seriously. In here. Alright. Yeah, you guys just play around with that. You guys repay us by giving us your potions. Or not, whatever. Secret hidden supply of potions? One. Square, I'm gonna take it. It's my potion now. You guys didn't want it. Okay. Let's head on up here.
Someone's yelling.
Damn it! I didn't mean.
Dorian!
Damn it! I'm coming. Open. Okay. I'm coming. I'm coming. I just missed the jump.
We're losing people.
Yep. Okay. Okay, where's Dorian? There he is. Wake up, Dorian. No napping on the job. Damn it. Don't freaking armor yourselves up. That's not fair. Are there two of you in armored? You cheap sons of bitches. Don't push me around. Did you armor yourself back up? Don't run away. Get back here. Get back here. Stop stabbing at the air. Ow, damn you. Stop switching targets. Kill him, kill him! There we go. That's the ladder.
I hear a
Damn it! Come on. Damn it!
We're losing people.
Yes, I know. If the game were to just be nice to me and give me potions, instead of just like one little spot. Loot. Okay, whatever. Where are all the people screaming?
Someone's yelling.
Where? Where are they yelling from? Oh. Who are you again?
Another dead!
Ah, here we go. That's better.
Someone help Sarah!
Why? What's she doing? What's your problem? Come on, get out of my way. Okay, we rescued one person. I mean, frankly, I don't remember all the citizens here, so I'm not really that worried about missing everyone else, being honest.
I hear a voice.
Rescue. Okay. Who needs rescuing and where? Okay, engage them. Engage them. Okay, seriously, who needs rescuing? Damn it. Fine, go up the stairs. You need rescuing? No, you're just a soldier. You're Sarah. You're Sandra. You know what'd be fantastic, game? Is you showed me who needed the goddamn rescuing. You know, a nice little highlight. I don't know. Just kill the bad guys, I guess. If someone dies, well, then they die.
Didn't expect this from you. Thanks.
We've saved all we can! Let's move!
Now, hold on. There we go. Alright, let's top up. Okay, whatever. Alright. If they couldn't make it here, then they deserve to die. Oh, great. That guy left.
Keep going. The chantry is your shelter.
It's safe out there. You go you go see. Okay.
He tried to stop a Templar. The blade went deep. He's going to die.
Alright.
What a charming boy.
Well, I'll just drop him outside then.
Our position is not good. That dragon stole back any time you might have earned us.
I've seen an archdemon. I was in the Fade, but it looked like that.
I don't care what it looks like. It's got a path for that army. They'll kill everyone in Haven.
The Elder One doesn't care about the village. He only wants the Herald.
I don't know who the Herald is. It's that guy who's sitting right there.
I don't care what he wants. How do I stop him?
It won't be easy. He has a dragon.
Really?
We know what he... Herald, there are no tactics to make this survivable. The only thing that slowed them was the avalanche. We could turn the remaining trebuchets, cause one last slide.
We're overrun. To hit the enemy, we'd bury Haven.
We're dying, but we can decide how. Many don't get that choice.
Yes, that. Chancellor Roderick can help. He wants to say it before he dies.
There is a path. You wouldn't know it unless you've made the summer pilgrimage, as I have.
Get to it. I don't care about your pilgrimage.
Can escape. She must have shown me. Andraste must have shown me so I could tell you.
Stop dragon. Go well distract him. You know what? I'm going to take your hero spot for myself.
If that thing is here for me, I'll make him fight for it.
And when the mountain falls, what about you?
I'll fall with it. Because I'm a hero. Not this guy.
Perhaps you will surprise it. Find a way. Inquisition. Follow Chancellor Roderick through the Chantry. Move!
Herald, if you are meant for this, if the Inquisition is meant for this, I pray for you.
Stop trying to steal my hero spot.
They'll load the trebuchets. Keep the Elder One's attention until we're above the tree line. If we are to have a chance, if you are to have a chance, let that thing hear you.
Okay.
Right.
Run away! Let's get the
noise.
hell out of here! Screw this. I know how to get away. This way. Rocks. Too many goddamn rocks. Why are there so many rocks? Who built this town with so many rocks? See if we can sneak on out of here. Damn it. Good. These guys are doing a good job. Fight on, Sarah and Dorian. Your names will be honored. Not like my name. Because nobody cared about you guys. Screw that loot. Okay, where the hell? Am I supposed to go through the gate? Is it just me and Dorian? Ah, here we go. Uh-oh.
The trebuchet must be aimed. Quickly!
They didn't destroy it? Okay, you guys just keep patrolling. Damn it, no one's coming back. Gotcha, bitch! Uh-oh. Is it night? Run! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Papa, tell me about the Herald of Andraste. Ah, the Herald of Andraste, boy. Such a brave warrior. Stood fighting to the very end.
Reinforcements!
No reinforcements! Damn it, how the hell did it see through me? Well, I mean, see through my, What the hell am I supposed to do now? There we go. Ah, damn it. I need my human shields! Get up! Ow! I can't do this without you. Dorian, you better not... Ah, you son of a bitch. Oh, you bitch-ass archer. When all hope was lost, the Herald stood tall, making sure that we would live to fight for another day. Ow! Bitch! Back here.